We're all like, oh. So we're in the vineyard room. It's 3 o'clock, and you know what happens, right? We go live. We make great things happen, guys. Did you see the weather on Saturday? It's going to be gorgeous. It was supposed to be rain, but now it's going to be sunny. Did you see it, guys? They changed it. I know, it flipped over. So Saturday, it may be the last warm Saturday of the year. Guys, it'd be like 65, gorgeous. Come on out. It's going to be beautiful. So we also wrapped the vineyard room deck. That is done now. So guess what? The vineyard room deck is going to be warm all winter long. Mary Wayne popped out. There she is. I see you, Mary Wayne. What's going on? So guys, the election has happened. The leaders are chosen, and they're going to lead for the next 4 years, 6 years, whatever their term is. So today's talk is on leadership. I hope you love this. You know, I don't know if y'all know, but I've been a fan of writing about leadership for years of my life. I have a presentation that I've given lots of times at different universities, and the talk is on leadership. Because the truth is, everything in this world has risen and it has fallen based upon leadership. Yo, Frank, I see you. What's happening, Nicole? Jennifer, I see you. Hey, I like that. What's going on? Everything has risen and fallen on leadership. That is John Maxwell to the max. If y'all haven't studied John Maxwell, treat yourself. The guy's brilliant. I look up to him. He's like my second dad. Ken, I see you, Ken. What's going on, man? How are you, dude? I love it, Mary Wayne. And Mary Wayne, I already shot the video of this. I'm gonna upload it to that site. So thank you for that. Arlene, I see you. Okay, so every business, every organization, every nation, everything that exists today exists because a leader existed. Period. That's all it is. But the inverse is true too. Every organization that has failed because of a lack of leadership. Period. That's all it is. As a business grows, so must the leaders. If the leaders aren't growing with the business, one day it's going to implode. When the leader is in over their head, the business fails. It is that simple. This is why leaders need to never stop learning every day. Every day, every leader of the organization needs to constantly be pouring into them, because if they're not, they are being passed by. And you know what's awesome right now, guys? Can I tell you this? So right now, Jeff's over here, right? Jeff's the leader of Blue Ridge. Like, Tony's over here. Tony's the leader of Blue Ridge. We got Matthew over there. Matthew, like, rocks the world, you know, right? And I love this. They come in to listen to this stuff. These guys are leaders. They're constantly learning all the time. They know that there is no finish line for a leader. There is no finish line. The day you stop learning is actually the first day of the end. And leaders are content with this. They know that, they understand there is no finish line. Leaders are content in understanding that they will never arrive. The day a leader thinks they've arrived is actually the first day of the end of them being a leader. Paula, hello. I like that. Ken, Minute with Maxwell. I'm with you. I love the smiles, guys. You know, I want to be very clear here. I do not think leaders are born leaders, period. So many people think that, yeah, they're a natural born leader. I don't think that's true. Because every single leader that exists had to turn themselves into the leader. I love the hearts, guys. Oh my God, right? You're with me on this. Leaders are made. And in order to become what they need to be, they cannot remain what they are today. This is why the continuing growth must occur every single day in the mind, in the heart, in the spirit, in the character of the leader. So leaders embrace change. Change is going to be the only constant thing in a leader's life. Embrace it. You all know Blue Ridge changes daily, every day. Every day. We change so fast that Blue Ridge has actually outgrown the wine industry. I mean, yeah, we're categorized in the wine business, but I would say Blue Ridge is much more than a winery. Wouldn't you agree? Would you really hit that? You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, leaders build their character by facing the challenges of a changing world. They face it every day. They know that a leader is like everybody else, only a whole lot more. That's why they're the leader. Andrew Neff, I see you. Mary Wayne agrees. I love it, right? Fear has zero paralyzing power over a leader. When a leader is afraid, they just simply do it while they're afraid. It doesn't paralyze them. It doesn't stop them in their tracks. Leaders will embrace the fear. It's never going to go away, so they just embrace it. They understand that everybody's life, it begins right at the edge of your comfort zone. So leaders get out there and they live out there. And they become addicted to the excitement of living on the edge of the comfort zone. They stay out of it. That's where the life is. They don't hesitate. Leaders know that the moment of their action was already determined by 1,000 other small moments when crisis seemed far away and there were no troubles on the horizon. Because that's when they're building their character. That's when they're preparing for the moment. It's what we do in those 1,000 little moments when no one's watching, which will determine what people see when a single moment of action does happen. Leaders are built for challenges. They never fake it. They always face it. And they face it until the team makes it. Leaders, every leader must be honest with themselves. And they got to be honest with the people around them. They can't pretend. Simply put, the only indicator of a leader is willing followers, period. So look around. I always say, if we're a leader, look around. If there are willing followers, then you are a leader. If there's not, then you're not. But don't despair. Keep building the character. Build value on the inside. And remember, rule number 1 is paramount. Rule number 1 is know yourself. Because you're never going to improve on something you don't understand. So what motivates you? What makes you you? What makes you unique? Capitalize on that. Build on that. Take the gifts that God gave you and exploit them to add value to the world. This is what leaders do all the time. I love the hearts. Yo, Andrew, what's happening, man? Adam, I love that. Facts. I'm with you, Adam. No one has ever separated an invention from the inventor. Never. You cannot separate the invention from the inventor. And trust. Trust is the foundation of all leadership. It must be built upon trust. It's the glue that holds the whole system together. Attempting to be a leader without having trust first would be like building a brick house without the mortar between the bricks. It's going to crumble. With the slightest wind, with the slightest problem, it's going to come all crumbling down because there's no trust, there's no glue to hold it together. I think people can question a leader's decisions. That's okay. In fact, I encourage everybody to question all the leaders' decisions at Blue Ridge. It's okay. Jeff can get questioned. Tony, Noah, right? We all can get questioned, right? That's okay. But the moment the team questions our ethics or morals, it's over. They have to trust you. So no matter what, no matter how hard it ever becomes, always tell the truth. All the time. Leaders know in order to create something, you must first be something. This something we must be is called character. Character matters. Character matters so much in today's world because there is a lack of character in the leaders. Leaders are willing to say anything to anybody to appease the moment. They're not leaders. Love the hearts. You guys are with me on this. I love that. Simply put, no one will ever follow someone that they don't like and trust. Period. Isn't it simple? It's so simple. They got to like you and trust you, then they will follow you. Character is higher than intellect on every level. Character whoops intellect. Have you ever met someone that's just so brilliant, but man, they're so oblivious? They have no idea. They don't have character. Honesty, integrity, commitment, loyalty, pride, humility, these characteristics must be built into the character of a leader. I like that. Arlene, very true. I'm with you. I love it. Good quote. Good one, Ken. I'm with you on that, right? They need to be cognitive. To accomplish anything of significance, every leader is going to need people's help. One is way too small of a number to achieve significance. So it only makes sense. If you want to be a leader, you must become the type of person that other people want to see succeed. They're going to have to want to see you succeed. You got to be the type of person they go, I want to help this person. How can we be that person? You got to be people builders. You got to add value to the people around you. The leader understands that everybody already knows their strengths. And by the way, everybody already knows their weaknesses. Everyone knows this. Have you ever had a boss and you were unaware of what they weren't good at? Of course not. Everybody knows. And when the leader stands in front of the group and says, this is what I'm good at and this is what I'm bad at, confidence is instilled in the group. Because everyone goes, wow, this person knows themselves. And they're willing to say it to the world. And what happens is the group can fill in the blanks. The group can fill in the shortcomings, right? I like that. Paula, right? Wednesdays, I'm with you. By doing this, the leader has completely removed themselves from the trap of shame. And yes, shame is a trap set for every leader. Shame is the fear of disconnection from others. Think about it. Shame is the fear of disconnection. So I'm going to pretend to be something different so you don't really know who I am, because I'm going to pretend. Because I'm shameful of this one little thing that I'm not good at, so I'm going to pretend I am good at it. That's called shame. It's the fear of disconnection. When people become afraid of disconnection, they're ineffective as being a leader. You cannot want to be liked and a leader at the exact same time. Those two things cannot exist. Leaders will stand alone. Shame is the root of a lot of misunderstandings in businesses, in families, in nations. Shame is the reason that walls get put up and people disconnect and misunderstandings happen. Shame always exposes the insecure person. You with me on this? So I say, if you're a leader, stand in front of your group and say, this is what I'm good at and this is what I'm not good at. And I've hired you to help me fill in my blank spots. Because you always want to hire people that are better than you at the areas that you're weak in. I love the hearts. You with me on this, guys? Right? Being honest with your team is an expression of confidence, period. We all know this. So proudly tell them everything you're good at and everything you're weak at. And just remember that the true sign of confidence is humility. And the true sign of greatness is making it simple. It's simplicity. Think about it. When you first bought an iPhone, you turned it on and you knew how to use it. It was simple, but it was so complicated on the inside, but it was simple on the outside. Leaders need to make things simple, not more complicated. Remember the saying, you'll never separate the inventor from the invention? So therefore, every single thing that a leader is going to be exposed and magnified within the organization they create. So we might as well be honest. Just say it the way it is. Because everything that we are is exposed throughout the organization. The good, the bad, the ugly, right? Leaders perfectly understand and practice being vulnerable on a daily basis. They understand the power of being vulnerable. They know that vulnerability is the same thing as being courageous. It's the exact same thing. No one has ever accomplished anything of significance playing it safe. No one ever has. The leaders, the big leaders, they jump big. Then they build the ground to land on. They make themselves vulnerable. They were born to be brave. They're courageous. It's said that ships are perfectly safe in the harbor, but that is not why they're built. They're built to go out. And so are leaders. Great leaders have mastered the art of seeing the world through other people's eyes. This is huge. All the great leaders in the world, they have empathy. They can connect with their team. They can understand what they're going through, and they can help them do it. They can help them get better. They have empathy. They can connect. The great ones practice empathy. They all know above all else that the people want the leader's approval. That's what they want. They know people want to be independent and dependent all at the same time. They want to assert themselves and at the exact same time be told what to do. So leaders are sympathetic. And they're also a lonely person at the same time. Because when it comes to relating to the group as a leader, they must always walk the tightrope between the consent they got to win and the control they must exert. You're never perfectly balanced as a leader. You never get balanced and just stroll. You're constantly balancing every single day. And leaders must never close the gap between themselves and the group. Because if they do, they're no longer effective. Leaders don't treat everyone the same. I know that sounds weird to say in today's society, but people aren't the same. Why treat them the same? Everyone doesn't get paid the same. Everyone doesn't have the same job. People shouldn't be treated the exact same. I'm okay with that. I think great leaders should be okay with that. If you close the gap between yourself and the group, you're no longer effective. Leaders see things before others see them. They can see things before other people see them. It's a daily task to build hope in the future of the team. You're seeing the future. You're making it vivid. You're painting the walls with it. The future should be so vivid in the leader's eyes that it's felt by everyone in the organization. And it should be so grand and exciting that no one could believe it's actually going to come true. But one day, it always comes true. Where there is no vision, the people will perish. I love the hearts. I love the hearts, guys. And if there's hope in the future, we all know there is power in the present. And it is the leader's job to always build hope in the future. So the moment is as powerful as it possibly can be. This is what makes Blue Ridge what it is. Blue Ridge will never stop growing. It'll never stop becoming better. It'll get better and better and better every day, every month, every year, forever. It'll never stop. The most important aspect of the leader is the mental toughness of the leader. It always comes down to this every single day for every leader. It's mental toughness. And I'm talking about the disciplined will of the leader. That's what we're talking about. The will. The strength of a group is limited by the will of the leader. That's the limiting factor of every organization. When the leader's will cracks, so does the group. When the leader's will cracks, the group will crack shortly thereafter. The difference between a successful person and others, it is not in lack of strength. It's not in the lack of knowledge, but it's in the lack of their will. What can they endure and just stand strong and never bend? The leader that has never given up has also never failed. Period. Giving up is the act of failure. And that's a choice we have every single day of our life. You with me on that? Every day. Giving up is failure. If you don't give up, you have never failed. I love the hearts. You guys are so with me on that one, right? The real difference between people, it's an energy. It's having a strong will. It's the settled purpose. It's an invincible determination that if it's to be, it will be no matter what. We will never give up. And guys, this is what I think makes a leader worthwhile following. I love y'all. I hope it's a great year coming up. I hope and pray for the leaders that were just elected, that they have a clear mind, that they can paint a vivid picture for the future of the state, the future of the nation. I love y'all. Thanks for being part of my life. It's going to be a great weekend. See you guys. Thanks for the hearts. Bye, y'all. See you guys.